Hey guys, welcome to not another video from one of my series, but a video about the new trailer coming. Well, not the new trailer, the new expansion pack called Eco Lifestyle. I thought because I watched the trailer a few times and I wanted to talk about it, and I wanted to know who would be a best fit for this pack. Do I send Gabriel or do I send Seraphiel? Which of those siblings is going to Evergreen Harbour? So we're going to go and just look through the trailer, observe it, uh, look at some of the features and stuff that's coming into the new pack, as well as figure out who would suit the sort of environment and the features we could get with a pack. So obviously we're starting off on this like horrible green, smelly looking industrial town. You got a big old dam, you got that house there, which looks really weirdly architecturally designed because look at that sloping roof there. Oh wait, you can't see my there we go, I've just turned on my mouse cursor, so now you can see my beautiful little mouse, because you never see it normally. So let's just have a look through this trailer. I'll pause it so we can talk about specific aspects of it as we go. So, got this water treatment plant. Everyone's kind of polluted. The harbour looks really bad. You got this gross little alleyway. You've got looks like new clutter and like trash, like decor boxes. I think these are like the debug cars. That one not so much. That could be a new one. But what the hell is that? Look at that. It's jeans. It's cropped jeans with a denim skirt attached. That's a hideous outfit. But you can see people are miserable. There's trash everywhere. That guy just got murdered by flies. And we've got dumpster diving. And good lord, are they ugly or do they just want to hide the fact that they live in this town? So we've got dumpster diving, which looks like fun. Okay, so here's the first thing we got. We got the new build by aspects. Oh, those look interesting. Looks like you could put you've got trash bins, but also trash bags. I did not notice that before, but yeah, this is going to get in the way, so unfortunately it's just something I can't stop without pausing. But we've got a beautiful little shipping container home. So new shipping container, like wall decor, nice little window there, nice little like thin windows, probably to match the tiny home aesthetic. This cool little doohickey. It's like was it like a weird gazebo thing, which I quite like. Eco lifestyle, quite like that. So she gets the trash, puts it into a weird little recycler. I don't know what these are. I think these are either motorbikes or like weird little electric bike things, or they're bicycles with like a little plastic sleeve kind of thing over them. What looks like new shelving, new like shelves, some new little clutter, a duck, a mallard statue, which I quite like. Gnome. A gnome, that's not good. Which I quite like there. And she makes a little recycling cube, which is pretty cool. Candle making looks interesting. I'm wondering if that's a skill we'll get, where depending on how good your skill is, your candles go up in quality, therefore they'll sell for more because you can sell candles. I also like, I'm not sure what this is with her hair. She's got red hair, but she's got like what look like fishbone spines. It looks like a fishbone spine she's attached to her hair, unless it's like some sort of braid. I like the hat though. Hat's kind of cool. And this kind of like gross, like, I not say gross, but like little patchy, like sort of clothing. The candles melt, which is really cool. And you got the smelly dump here, broken stuff. Again, this abomination of a Cass like item here, jean skirt thing, a skirt, we're gonna call that. And you can see them rallying around. We're gonna make this place look so pretty, which I quite like. That's pretty cool. And you got all these like shipping containers, which I quite like. I like the shipping container things. You got like this board. You got this cool little board here with like, you know, oh, everyone hold hands, and you know that whole change the world thing. It's always like the little like multicolored like little paper cutouts all holding hands, like a world peace kind of thing. So that's kind of the vibes I get. And then it transforms into a beautiful community garden, which, you know what, a community garden sounds kind of like fun. You got like, oh, I think I know what that is there. That might be the dew collector, so it collects like water and condensation. And you got the solar panels there. You got this cool little trellis. I like this arch. This could be fun. He's very happy. He also has a nose ring, not a nose stud. We got studs in Discover University, so it looks like we're getting ring piercings now for the face. And this is what threw everyone off. I thought it was a chicken, and I initially thought it was a chicken, but they're like little wormy worm things. We'll just yeah, because that does not look like a chicken. Those little ridges, those little lines do not indicate a bird of any kind. So they look like they're kind of weird composting worms, maybe. Which is, I don't know why you'd want to hug a worm, but she's making something with a cool digipad. Stark technology to make said little doohickey and zooming all the oxygen, just sucking all the pollution out of the air. Imagine if we had one of those, you could just go around all the polluted cities just with a weird, I'm going to just call it a weird pollution vacuum. This house looks kind of interesting. We're getting ladders. As far as I know, ladders coming in a base game update. And they'll be able to be used inside and out, which means attic spaces. But also, it looks kind of interesting. This could mean bunk beds are on the horizon for those of you who want bunk beds. And we've got a green roof, like grass roofing, wind turbines, solar panels. If these work with off the grid, that would be really good. Like, you're off the grid, but so long as you have like wind turbines or solar panels, you can reduce your bills and you can get like power and electricity that way. But if like say they break, like say your wind turbine just starts breaking and it could just completely stops working, then you lose the power. And it's like, oh no, your wind turbine is broken, you better repair it. That'd be kind of interesting. Same with the solar panels. I like this bit, this sort of like old train area. And just the whole industrial like aspect of it turning into like a really cool like it's a very eco-friendly town, which I quite like. I love this building here. Look at that. It's like a train station. It's like a really old ass train station. I love that. Also, them mountains in the background. Oops. grabbed the video by mistake. I'm doing screen recording, so this is like way different than when I record like direct into the game because I want to swap into my game in a second. But I love like this is like one of the other houses we saw. And you saw like the houses went from normal to well, some of them are still normal to like these ones. And I'm kind of wondering if we're gonna get like a 6-lot neighborhood, but they're all like really tiny 20 by 15 lots, which could be really cool. Like look at that, because I think like this is a house, that's a house, this one here. Maybe some of the houses in the environment change as well. But also look at this house. Look at this house. They've got like 3 layers, loads of glass and wood, and just like freaking grass everywhere. I'm kind of jealous of this house. And high five! And the Aurora Borealis, which is actually pretty nice. And then June 5th, 4 days before my birthday. This is exciting stuff. Alright, now I'm going to go jump into my game. So we can talk about some of the aspects of it and talk about the aspects of it and who fits the bill. And also I'm just going to renovate Dutton Farm just for a little bit. It should be called Dutton Farm and not Willow and Jonas Farm. I'm going to turn this to daytime because Gabriel's living here now, so I need to go and sort the bedrooms out, get rid of the toy boxes and stuff, and just make things look a little bit better. Why is it very dark in here, though? Why is it very dark in here? That should not be very dark. Oh, I know why. It's because I've got auto lights. That's probably why. So I'm going to go and just make over Kenai's bedroom quickly. But so I was thinking, because we saw in the pack, I'm really excited for this pack. I know a lot of people are really hating on it because they got lied to about, because they were lied to about the possibility, no, the certainty they thought of country living, which turned out to be fake. And I think that's got loads of people like super, super angry. But I'm actually really excited for the prospect of an eco-living pack. Everyone keeps saying it's similar to island living. The only similarity is the eco theme. The whole changing the environment thing was limited to Muapalam. As far as I know, it never occurred in the other, like, it never occurred in Ohanalahi Village. That was always quite nice because it was a nice little lagoon. And Lani St. Taz is just like, you know, super, super duper fancy like island where all the fancy people live. So I definitely don't see it as like being too similar. it was only Moapalam that really changed because that was the island where it was gross and smelly. If the whole place was gross and smelly, we probably would have seen like things uh like the whole island changing, but we only saw Mopalam changing. So that's why I'm not on board with everyone saying it's just like island living or it's just recycled island living themes. The whole environment changing thing in stages is also Strangeville related, but I like that they're using this because it also feels like it's telling a story. So I'm wondering if there'll be stages of pollution in Evergreen Harbour. But they do give you the option to make it a smelly dump town, so you know, I'm probably gonna let mine stay a smelly dump town, at least at first. Because the thing is, I don't know who I'm gonna pick to go. But I'm thinking perhaps that one, I send yeah, I have so many goddamn new like custom computers now. I'm thinking perhaps I send uh like Gabriel and Kenai after Mystery Boys. Originally there was going to be City Boys, but I could probably do City Boys after what would be called Eco Boys. Because while like Roman and Raylan are part of Kenai and Gabriel's story, this is ultimately Gabriel's story, and Kenai is sort of like the secondary character, like how Max is to Asriel, Eden is to Castiel, and Bo is to Seraphiel. And Lilith doesn't have one yet, but that's kind of where I'm getting at with that because that's how I see just the way the story goes is that each of the kids has somebody with them, whether it's a partner or a best friend, joining them on their specific adventure. Now, what I'm thinking is I've got two options. Either I send Seraphiel and Bo there after they get married because they want to move out of Sulani, they want to move to somewhere new. Maybe Valentine used to be from Evergreen Harbour and he just found out his parents' house just got sold and he wants them to go and try and find it and maybe renovate it, which could be interesting. Or Yona is from Evergreen Harbour because we don't know much about Yona or Val. Because Yona was actually made by someone else on the gallery. I think if I go onto the gallery, I have the original sim. I have the original sim because Claire basically modified him and renamed him. As you can see, I have loads. Also, I've remade Claire and Ali, and they look very, very different now. But I like the outfits and makeovers I gave them. So Jerome, his name was Jerome Dutton originally. Yeah, here he is. By MXNTF. This was what Jerome initially looks like originally. He was called Jerome Dutton, not Yona. And he kind of got changed to Yona, which I liked. I thought it was pretty cool. But that was his name initially, and I swear to God there was someone else I was going to talk about. Yeah, oh yeah, Valentine made by Zoe Melissa. Where is my Valentine version on here? There's a Zoe Rose. God, I have to find them now. I have so many Sims on this gallery. Nope, that's a recreation of Braylon. There he is. There he is. That's Zoe's OG Valentine. He's very beautiful. He's a very beautiful Sim. But we don't know much about them in terms of where they come from in like the world and like in the universe. And in this universe, definitely. We know where Willow came from. Willow came from the suburbs, from the summer home where she and her family are from because her grandfather was a really successful rich athlete. And that's kind of where we know they're from. But I was thinking either Yona or Val could be from Evergreen Harbour and their children in turn go to the hometown essentially. Unless they were both from there, which would be kind of funny. It'd be kind of funny, but do you see where I'm kind of going with this? But I do have my reservations. Like I wanted to move Gabriel and Kenai and a bunch of other people into the city, into the Spice District, where Gabriel would be like struggling to find a job. He'd be doing odd jobs, small things, trying to figure out just where on earth he fits into everything. Also, these are Dungeons and Dragons minis. They are so cute. So you know what? I'm just having these all over his desk along with the player's handbook, which I'm going to turn into the DM guide. But I was thinking of having Gabriel and Kenai move to the city. They struggle to find jobs. They find like this old abandoned alley where they get like an idea to sort of make a little base of operations, gather a crew, and work to open an auto shop. In Evergreen Harbour, this could work really well if I get the robotic station, all those recycling machines, and all the new like electronic stuff that's coming with the pack. I could like make a proper auto shop for them. one that's like made out of like a shipping container and trash, and they're just like, yeah, we barely make enough to make ends meet, but hey, we're having fun doing it, and we're sort of changing the world, even though this place is always going to be a smelly dump, which could be fun. The other option would be for Seraphiel and Bo to go there and perhaps just move in and just sort of be like, we want to raise a family, but this place is just not family friendly. Let's go and change it and turn it into a beautiful eco paradise for our, future children, because we lived in Moor Palam. That place was kind of a dump, but we changed it and turned it around. You kind of see where I'm going with this. It's a place of either I keep it a smelly trash dump for Gabriel and Kenai, or I turn it into an eco paradise for Seraphiel and Bo. But I don't know who, because Gabriel's just starting his story. I'm going to be recording that either later today or tomorrow, depending on how I'm feeling. I might do it later today because I do want to show off a couple things that I've done for this, but I need to finish building this place first. Right now, it's taken me so long to find a dresser. But that was my general idea. The other idea I had was to send Morgan and Emrys there with Lilith, and they kind of get into the eco thing. They use their magic maybe to make like, beautiful like little gardens and making things pretty and having like a fun time with that. But I also like the idea of maybe sending Gabriel and Kenai there after Mystery Boys wraps up, which it won't be a very long series, Mystery Boys, because it's just them looking for them to solve the mystery and them trying to complete like specific parts of it in a few episodes. But also because they'll be teenagers, they'll be doing stuff here. But also I downloaded Kawaii Stacy's education bundle, so I'm going to be making sure those two are actually doing homeschooling on the computers instead of going into school, because that's going to cut into their mystery solving time. So that's why I'm doing that. But it would be a fun kind of idea. It'd be kind of a fun idea, and I thought maybe this would be like a fun thing for them to do. I'm going to just leave that bike there. They just have bikes everywhere. So that was kind of what I was thinking. Perhaps Gabriel and Kenai. I'm really favoring towards Kenai and Gabriel because I like the idea of Seraphiel and Bo living just in Sulani and having like fostering kids there and growing up, looking after the island, because I still want to figure out that cave painting. I still want that cave painting to like figure out and see what it looks like completed. I think that'd be kind of fun. I'm also just putting down all this. A lot of this stuff is called by MXIMS or Mixims, MXIMS. I don't think they do new content anymore, but if you go onto their website, if you type in MXIMS on Google Sims 4CC, they should come up with all their downloads, and they do some really good stuff. They do so many like a lot of this like Apple stuff, like all these Macs and things. It's just kind of cool. It's just kind of cool. I'm going to give you a skateboard as well. Can I put a skateboard anywhere? No, I cannot, because I don't have BB move objects. So I'm just going to give you a notebook for now. No, I'm not, because that looks odd. That's gonna... Yeah, I'm having such trouble just trying to decide things. Okay, I'm just going to put these on the floor here. There you go. Kenai doesn't want for much. He just has like, just a box. His real passion is going to be outside in the garden anyway. Because that's going to be where they play Dungeons and Dragons. Because Gabriel and Kenai are huge goddamn Dungeons and Dragons nerds. And I'm all about that. I'm not going to change too much of this room. I'm going to give them a new computer, though, because technically that is Coda's laptop. But yeah, I have given them something very specific. I've given them... That does not fit, because that looks really bad. Basically, I've given them Dungeons and Dragons characters. Mystery Kids turned into a Dungeons and Dragons group. They come over, they play. I'm actually going to go and make that in the garden now, just so I can show you guys. Basically, what it is they have a... I need to find a table first for this. It might have to be a coffee table. But basically, they have a little Dungeons and Dragons group, and I had to get help with my boyfriend for this, but they have a party composition of at least 4. They have a barbarian, a cleric, a bard, and a wizard. It's a good party composition. You have a tank, a melee, an AoE, and a skill monkey, as they're called. I'm actually going to use that because that looks really, really cool. So, dungeons, all the Dungeons and Dragons stuff, because this stuff is just like super cool. You got character sheets. This is made by Valhalla Sims. Valhalla Sims. They've done a bunch of prize stuff, which is actually also really cool. So it's going to annoy me. Okay, that's just going to have to go there. It's going to have to just clip. I'm going to just throw some dice down. As an actual Dungeons and Dragons nerd, finding this was like really, really fun. Because it means I get to share my favorite hobby, which is playing roleplay games with my mates, where we make characters and go on random adventures. My boyfriend is probably one of the best DMs, like, I know, along with our other friends who makes some really good stuff. This is the player's handbook. It's like a must-have for anyone who wants to play because it's got lots of rules and character creation stuff in. Now I'm just putting 3 down because there's also the monster manual and the dungeon masters guide. So this is like their little place where they play. They have character sheets. They've got characters, and in the first episode of Mitch was I'll actually introduce those characters. Kind of think maybe I should get rid of some of this stuff. I don't really use a lot of this. Let's get rid of those mushroom plants and move this here. Because I don't use a lot of these plants anyway. Most of them will grow in their own time anyway. Alright, that was just all I wanted to do. I've added that. Is there anything else? I might just add some posters, I think. But yeah, that's kind of why I'm more leaning towards Kenai and Gabriel being going to Evergreen Harbour. I kind of went off on the Dungeons and Dragons tangent, but that's kind of where I'm leaning to. I like this idea that Kenai and Gabriel, sort of after they move out of, after they sort of like graduate from school and have and become young adults, they try and think about moving to the city, but the city is just getting way too expensive, and they can barely, like, the cheapest apartment they can find is still like way too expensive for them. So they're like, hey, what do we do then? And then Yona's like, well, you could move into my old house in Evergreen Harbour. It's just been put up for sale, and I have some money to cover buying it. It's super cheap because the real estate was always kind of cheap in that place. And perhaps they'd like that. It'd be kind of interesting. And they moved there and they realized that this place is just like a huge dump. And they're just like, what the hell happened here? And it's just like corporations moved in, son. And now it's all like pollutant stuff. I don't know where that accent came from. But that's kind of like sort of where I'm kind of going with this. I'm going to add these cool little conspiracy posters because I feel like Kino would be sort of like really into the whole like aliens among us thing. I just love those. Are there any more of these? I think it's like the Area 51 back. I want to believe conspiracy posters. I swear there's like another one. I can't find it. But that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Because if I go with Seraphiel and Bo, I feel like it'll be way more focused on them just trying to live like a happy life in this sort of dump town. Whereas with Gabriel and Kenai, I can see them dumpster diving. That's kind of the main thing I was thinking of, because dumpster diving's gonna be like a thing if you want to become a crafter, which I feel like Kenai would love to do. He'd be like, oh, I want to make things. This is like really cool. I want to make stuff with my hands and do that. And then Gabriel's just like a day to jump into that dumpster and find something in there you can make out of it. And Kenai just goes, you're on. And then they just go into the dumpster and just dumpster dive and find a lot of cool stuff, which they make candles and stuff out of. That's kind of what I'm aiming towards. So I'm kind of leaning towards, why are there plates out here? Jesus, you guys have... God, ever since Willow left, this place has kind of gone into disrepair. There's trash, which I can't get rid of, which means I'm going to have to jump into the save now just to fix things. Also, I've remembered there is a curse cleansing potion in the reward store, which I'm going to give to Nita, because I do not want her and Gabriel fighting every time I go into that save. Because literally, I went into the save yesterday to do something, and I jumped into the household, and Nita and Gabriel immediately just got into a magic duel. Gabriel somehow won. even though he knows nothing about magic, so that was very, very irritating. But it is what it is. But I'm excited for this new pack, and I'm definitely thinking for eco living or eco lifestyle, it becomes eco boys, and they move to Trash Town. They become trash, like trash guys, trash dudes, trash bros, trash bros. Literally, I will make them look like a couple of hobos, and I will have fun doing it. They can dumpster dive, they can live in a shipping container, they can basically live in a tent. Maybe they'll meet some cute trash girls there. Maybe I will make some cute trash girls for them. I don't know, but I love the idea of them meeting a couple trash girls and just being like, let's be trash friends and live in the trash. I just love this idea that you can make a trash town. I'm just excited now for this. I'm just really excited for the prospect of Trash Town. Trash Bros. The Sims 4 Trash Bros. That's kind of what I'm expecting. Alright, it is like 5 in the morning. These two do actually have to go to school, but I'm just going to go in. Well, they're going to be doing online school, but I'm going to get you to just clean that up. You to pick that up and throw that away. And Nita, we're going to go and just fix your curse cleansing. You have a lot of points. To be fair, you were one that came in when you were already like this. I had to age her down into a teenager. And that's kind of how she ended up the way she did. But I'm going to get rid of that annoying ass curse on you because Claire never bothered to. So you know what, Nita? You are never going to suffer the wrath of dueling, being forced to duel again because you are a beautiful, beautiful sim. And look at that. You're a happy little bean now and your curse is gone. There we go. It's only 500 points in the reward store, people. It's not that hard to do, but I'm excited for the idea of eco living. I feel like, because it's a month away, it's not until the 5th, and I've got plenty of time to get through Mystery Boys for this. So I feel like this would be the perfect sort of opportunity. Also, that's just clipping away like mad, which is a bit unfortunate. But I'm very excited for the prospect of eco lifestyle. I know a lot of people wanted farming and they did not get farming, which, you know, I guess I'm sort of sorry about that, but also I'm not too keen on farming. I'm from the country. The country is kind of boring. It smells and, you know, I kind of prefer less farmy places, I guess. The idea of farming just doesn't appeal to me, so I wouldn't be keen on the idea of a farming pack. Personally, I will get the farming pack so long as there's cute build buy stuff in it, but you know, I don't think I'd engage much in a pack for farming. Eco lifestyle though, if I get to live in a trash town, I'm gonna be living in a trash town. So I'm actually gonna finish this talk about how I want trash town. Here, future trash bros, I think. Look at the future trash bros already working towards their goal. They just got to figure out why on earth this town is just so weird at first. But trash bro. Also, look how beautiful Kenai is. He is super, super beautiful. Can you stand up, please, and finish mopping up the paint so we can just get a beautiful look at you because you look way different to the one we know in that we saw in my story, because look at that beautiful face and look at that beautiful facial hair, and the hair just suits him and he looks kind of mean. But also, if you spoke to him about the Flash, he would go into a 2-hour rant about how, you know, Wally West is, I don't know, I don't watch the Flash, but you could go into a rant about how certain aspects of the DC universe suck and how the DCU movies are kind of terrible and how Marvel's are better, but also how Aquaman's pretty great, even, you know, all things considered. So you know what? That's pretty fun. What are you going to do? You're going to ask Anita for advice. Okay, you do that. I'm going to finish this episode here, and when I come back to this house, it'll be for the first episode of Mystery Boy. So I can't wait for that. I might do that later. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye now.